Okay, good morning and welcome to Canada Reads Inspired. I'm Tara. I'm here with my podcasting partner, Rebecca. Morning,
Good
Rebecca.
morning. Good morning.
And we are here this morning to unveil the titles that we have chosen for our first annual Summer Reading Bingo Challenge. Rebecca,
Yes.
what are the
Yes.
rules?
Okay. So this is the bingo sheet. I don't have a color printer, but you'll see it. It'll be on our Instagram. And we are doing something a little bit different than probably anybody else. I think we wanted to do something unique. And so here are kind of the rules for our summer reading bingo challenge. We have actually filled in all the boxes. So instead of saying read an or listen to an audiobook, read a horror book, whatever, we actually listed titles that we've either read or titles that are on our TBR. So we thought we would let you join us in the kind of reading that we like to do.
Yeah.
Hopefully you will as well. It will run from June 5th, starting today, which is Friday, June 5th, through September 5th. And when you complete a bingo line, you can either DM or email us with a screenshot or title. So what we'll do in the notes, show notes, we will put in, you can either DM us at one of our accounts, Instagram account. It'd be great if you followed both of us. That would be great. But just have to send it to one of us, DM us, or I'm going to also put the email address in. You can let us know either way. Now, you
Yeah.
can enter more than one bingo line. So if you really are enjoying the books that we're recommending, that's great. And you can do more than one bingo line. And then at the end of the challenge, we're going to draw the name of a winner, and they will receive a $50 gift card from the independent bookstore of your choice. Because you can do that, virtually. It's awesome. I've done it for
Yeah.
Tara before. It was really cool. And we want to encourage you to use, I'm sure you already use your independent bookstore, but we want to encourage that.
Yeah. And
And
one
then,
line equals one entry. Is that correct?
yes,
So,
that's very good. One line is one entry.
okay.
And also, what we did, and we'll talk about this in a second, but I've also created a little cheat sheet that has all the titles listed. And that
Mhm.
way, it will tell you kind of what the genre is, author, title, genre, and how many pages it is. And I try to create the grid so that, their bingos are equal and fair and stuff like that. So in case you're somebody who's like, I want to read the shortest line, yeah, you could do that. But we just hope that you pick. That's probably what I would do. But you would. There's some really amazing titles that we have. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Where do we get the cheat sheet? How do we get the cheat sheet?
Okay. So both the grid, the little bingo card, and the cheat sheet with all the titles, etc., will be pinned to our Instagram. So that is where you will find it. And I don't know. That's okay. I'm not a tech person. You probably already figured this out. So I have no idea how to do that for you too. No idea. So just go to our Instagram, please, and
Yeah.
hopefully you have an Instagram account as well, and just do it there. And if somebody knows how I could put both on YouTube, that would be great. I would be totally open to that suggestion.
Yeah. And if you have any questions, just DM either one of us or email.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Um, is that it for the rules?
Yep, that's it. Pretty simple.
Okay. Pretty
Oh,
simple.
I just thought of one other thing. Just in case, if let's say you look at the bingo sheet and you go, I've already read that book, that's fine. I mean, to me, you do not have to read it in between the times that we're giving you. If you want to reread the book, great. And if you loved it and you want to reread it, great. But if you've already read it, it's okay. You can count that as a bingo. I mean, as
Yeah.
a X or whatever it is, or a circle,
Yeah.
whatever.
I agree. Because how fun is
Okay.
it when they list, like when a list for an award or something, a book award is released? I love going through, and even if I've read like one title, I'm like, score! Like you,
Yeah, yeah.
so yeah, it's super fun to have already read something.
Exactly,
Um,
exactly.
before we go through our list, how did you choose your books?
Okay, so I decided I read a lot of weird, wonky stuff that I can't say that I would highly recommend. I know, I mean, I love them, but I don't know that other people are going to want to read them for their summer reading. So what I did was I picked a few books that I love that I just recommend to every single person I know. I've put those on there, but for the most part, I actually went through. I totally cheated. Went through CBC books and picked some
Mm,
things that are fairly new. I tried to pick a range of titles Um, I tried to get representation in there as best I could. And I did include one YA book and one middle grade book. I was going to put a picture book in, but I couldn't get the page numbers right. And I thought, no,
Mm.
that seems like everybody might like lean toward that one just to get a bingo. And I thought maybe that's not fair. So I don't know. I just left the picture book out, but I did put a middle grade and a YA title in there.
Awesome.
So that's yeah, and that's how I picked mine. How about you?
Yeah. I have three categories. So I did the same thing, a blend of books that I've read and books that are on my TBR. So
Yeah.
my TBR books are one category. So I did three categories of four books each because I like having a list. Boop, 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 boop.
Yep.
And so the TBR is four books, and those are on my book. Those are four books that I want to read this summer. And then I did four can lit titles that I've loved over the last year or two, and then four non-Canadian titles that I've loved, not over the last year or two. Most of them are, but one of them's much older. And yeah, yeah, I had fun putting the list together. It was super fun.
And I should say too, I also tried to look for those of us who are in the United States. I tried to look to make sure, like, if my public library carried the titles, I didn't
Mm.
want to pick things that might be harder for American readers to locate. So I did that. And also, if I didn't say this, let me be clear: the books I found on CBC Books are books I actually want to read. So I'm really excited that if you all read those, I might ask you and say, was it worth it? Did you really love it? And so then it helps inform me if I'm going to read it
Like a
or not.
screening process for you.
I love it. Yeah. Screening process. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. All
I
right.
like that you checked that if they were available in the US. I didn't even think of that, so I apologize if my titles may not
But
all be available in the US.
yeah, but I feel like if you read them, then and you're in Canada, then they must be kind of available to people. I mean, if you picked did you
Yeah.
pick US type authors?
Um, for my non, I oh, they might all be actually
Yeah.
US authors. Yeah.
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 Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, I mean, and again, that doesn't mean you can't buy a book if it sounds really,
Mhm.
really wonderful, right?
Yeah.
Or you can ask your public library to purchase it because that happens as well, both sides back and forth. Um, and also, you can just pick a different line. You could still read the other books and just pick a different
Exactly.
line.
Exactly. Because it's 24 books. We got lots of
Yeah,
options. Okay.
absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Let's start our titles. You go.
Okay.
We'll alternate going
Yep.
across.
All right. And I apologize because I can't really remember all the details about the books that I picked. But the first one on the list is Small Ceremonies by Kyle Edwards. And I do know he is an Indigenous author. It is Indigenous fiction. And so that is why I picked that book. It sounded really fabulous, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, and I should mention, I did look them up on Goodreads. I don't really use Goodreads, but that's where you're going to find the bulk of like a lot of reviews. And I will say, I picked all books that were at least a 4.0 or higher because I kind of feel in general on Goodreads, if there's like 8,000 or 2,000 reviews and it's over 4.0, that it's kind of generally going to be a good book. So that is
Yeah.
it. My first one is Small Ceremonies.
Yeah. That one's on my TBR too. Looking
Yeah.
forward to that. Okay, my first one is a short story collection, one of my favorites of the past year, and it is Breathing is How Some People Stay Alive by Alison Gadsby. I will say I did an interview with Alison very recently. Sorry. Oh, in May of this year, 2026, if you want to go listen to that.
Okay. All right. My next book is The Distance of a Shout by Michael Ondaatje, and it is a collection of poetry, but I think it's sort of like
Oh,
memoir poetry. And it sounded really fascinating. And I figured again, he would be an easy author for us
yeah.
in the US to be able to pick up.
Do you remember? Is that a new release?
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
It's his latest book. Yeah.
I will add that to my TBR then. I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah.
Okay, mine. Oh, I added a couple of graphic novels, and this is the first one because I'm really getting into graphic novels the last like 6 months or
Love them.
so. Me too, me too. And this one is Nowhere by Jon Claytor, by Goose Lane Editions or Publishers. It might be a little more difficult to find in the US. Not a memoir, so this one is actually like a horror novel. set in New Brunswick, and he is a New Brunswick author. So I was like, sign me up, and I've actually already bought it. So I cannot wait to read this one.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
My next one is a novella, and that's the other thing. I tried to pick a little bit of different. Everything was a little bit different. I picked a novella, Doubles by Nora Gold, who I also just interviewed recently, and I really love this book. It's 86 pages, but it just the main character who goes unnamed just has stayed with me. So I really am
Yeah.
wanting people to read this very, very lovely novella.
Yeah. Okay, my next book is a novel, Lies I Told My Sister by Louise Ells. I've read Louise's short story collection. You have read this one and
Yeah, I
spoke to
loved it.
Louise, right? I,
Yep,
I forgot to write down the date but maybe last year, 2025?
maybe,
But
yeah, yeah.
yeah, but about a year ago, if you go back, Rebecca spoke to Louise. It was a beautiful interview. I loved her short stories. I've had this one on my shelf for like since then, since her
Yeah,
interview, and I'm going to read it this summer. So I had to put
yeah.
it on the list.
I highly recommend that book. I loved that book.
Yeah.
Okay, my next one, even though it's not the first in the mystery series, I love this book so much, and I just read it. And also, okay, I'm telling you right now, we did not. I don't think I didn't look at these books to say, oh, we interview these people. I didn't do that
Yeah.
at
Me
all.
either.
But now that we're going through it, my gosh, we have talked to a lot of these people. But Opposite Sully's Gym by Alexis Stefanovich Thompson. I loved this book. It is a wonderful mystery. It's book two in the mystery series. You can certainly go back and read one, but I love number two. It was really fabulous. And so I highly recommend Opposite Sully's Gym.
Excellent. Oh, I've got a mystery too. My next one is a cozy
Mhm.
mystery, and it is the first in the new series by Uzma Jalaluddin, and it is Detective Auntie, with an older protagonist, which I love. And I
Oh,
love a
yeah.
mystery. Again, this one has been on my shelf since it published. I'm reading it this summer. I think book two is now out as well in the
Oh,
series. So,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, my next one is Lilac People by Milo Todd. And it's really funny because I had heard about this book. It's historical fiction and it is really amazing. One of our friends has actually already read it. It's high on my list. Somebody in my book club here in my public library, we do like a book chat once a month, and she highly recommended it, and
Mm,
I cannot wait to read it. So it's an LGBTQ story, historical fiction, and it is. I just have heard the strongest support of this book. I cannot wait to read it.
okay. And great for Pride Month too, as we like at
Oh
the beginning of
yeah,
Pride Month. Great
perfect.
book for June.
Yep.
Oh, I have another horror because I can't help it. And I read this book last year and spoke to the author. So it is The Hunger We Pass Down by Jen Suk Fong Lee. I flipping loved this book. Spoke to Jen in September of 2025. So if you want to go listen to that. And I keep thinking about this book all the time. So I had to include it.
Yeah. Okay, my next one is Finding Flora by Eleanor Florence. It's historical fiction. I'm afraid I cannot remember what it's about, so I will just say it's historical fiction. So,
I haven't read it either, and I don't think I've read any books by Eleanor Florence, but I've heard great things about her historical fiction. So,
okay, great.
okay, this next one is the first title in my non-Canadian titles, and it is from, I think, last summer, All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker. So it's a mystery with an epic love story and a story about friendship. It's a big book. It's almost 600 pages, but it like you fly through it. It's so flipping good. I loved it. It's like a perfect summer read.
Good. Oh, and
Oh,
then yours the
it's
next one as well. Then we have our little
yeah,
our little symbol in the center. Now we're kind of
yeah,
moving in
like a
that direction.
freebie.
Go ahead. Yep, your
Um,
free one. Yeah.
so my next one is my a graphic novel, a memoir. I'm so glad we had this time together by Maurice Valcoupe. It's a coming out story set in 1970s Toronto, and I loved it. Loved the story, loved the art.
All right. My next one is because how could I have a summer reading without Adam Schultz? I'm sorry, it
Yeah.
just is never going to happen. So, Vanish Beyond the Map, which is his most recent book, and I thought, especially in the summer, as we get towards like August and we start to go, I'm sick of hot weather, you get to read about the Arctic in
Yeah,
like if you read it in August or whatever, July or August. Anyway, Adam Schultz, you know how much I love that guy. So yep. Interviewed
classic.
him a
It's
bunch,
classic.
interviewed him a bunch of times, but I love his work. So
Yeah. Okay, you're up again, actually.
oh, I'm up again. Okay, I'm really, really excited about this one. So it
Me
is
too.
Legendary Fry Bread Drive-In and it's a list of Indigenous authors, the best of the best, and it's a YA short story collection, and I cannot wait to read this. And I've heard really great things about it, and I'm really excited. And again, I wanted to put in some YA and some middle grade stuff, so that was my best of the best that I could find for YA this summer reading. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one too. My next one is Nosy Parker by Leslie Crew. I love Leslie Crew. This is historical fiction set in Montreal, during the 1967 Expo, uh, about a daughter and her father, and it's kind of like a Canadian take on Harriet the Spy. I love this one. Yeah.
Yeah. My next one is a book that I will recommend to every human being that crosses my path that says they like to read. I'm recommending this book. Outsider, an Old Man, a Mountain, and the Search for Hidden Past by Brett Popplewell. Yes, I did interview Brett. And in fact, it was funny in my book club for my public library, I recommended it. And one of the people in my group, she read it and she came back and she
Mhm.
just said that was amazing. So now she wants to read all my recommendations, but I
Nice.
gave her another one and she didn't like it. So anyway, but this one I see there no one can read this book and not be completely blown away about how magical and amazing and beautiful and wonderful it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Please read
awesome.
it. Please read it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, my next pick is from one of my favorite humorist writers, and that is Jenny Lawson. But she had a new book that came out very recently, but I went back to her debut memoir, and it's Let's Pretend This Never Happened, a mostly true memoir. I love her. She's hilarious. And this one, I looked it up quickly. It's about covers her childhood in Texas, her high school years, awkward high school years, and then her relationship with her husband, Victor. So I'm going to go back and reread it. So good.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
wow. My next one is Palm Meridian by Grace Flahive. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. And this one is an LGBTQ romance. So
Mm.
and it sounded really fun, but I cannot remember anything more than that. So it definitely is on my list to read because it just sounded really fun. And I just wish it might be older characters, but I can't remember for sure. But it sounds fabulous.
Fingers crossed it is older characters. That would be
Yeah, yeah,
nice.
yeah. I know, I know. Yeah.
My next title is by the American author Eowyn Ivey, who I think all of her books are set in Alaska, and I am a sucker for a book set in Alaska. And
Yeah.
this one is Black Woods, Blue Sky, about a single mom and her young daughter in a small, like remote Alaska, and bears. And I loved it, and it's sad, and it's so good. It's beautiful.
Good.
And that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. My next one is a book I read just recently. This is my middle grade novel. It's Pennies by Laura Senf. I'm not, I think I'm saying it correctly.
Hmm.
Anyway, she is a middle grade and YA horror novelist. And I'll tell you what, if you go to her Instagram account, everything looks like chilling and wonderful. I love this book. It is a prequel to a series that she has three other books. It totally stands alone. You don't have to have read the other three. But I loved this novel and I flew through it. And so kind of what I had said was it's kind of like a horror version of Narnia,
Mm,
if that draws you in at all. So
yeah. I would I'm gonna do a little sidetrack and I'll throw out there. I would love to know how a young adult author writes horror for for that age group
so
that doesn't go too far. That's a skill.
that is what the skill is because at some point when I was reading the book, she never uses the words in the story, but at some point in the book I thought, uh, that's a serial killer. And I
Mm,
thought, wow, how she deftly created this story. So if you've got a kid, I think especially for kids that grew up like on Goosebumps, which kids still read that stuff because my
Yeah.
grandniece reads it. I thought this is a great transition from like Goosebumps into something that is also, kind of mature theme, but done in a really accessible way for young
Yeah.
readers. I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah. And speaking of serial killers, I will say in my earlier title, All the Colors of the Dark, there's a serial killer in that one as well. So
Because who doesn't want to have read about a serial killer in the summertime?
who doesn't? Okay, away from serial killers, I had to throw in a romance, and this is a new romance, Chasing Summer by Frankie Scott. Frankie Scott is actually the pseudonym of Zoe Wattell, who's the Canadian author here. She's a
Oh,
poet, novelist, and screenwriter, and this is her first romance. So I'm like, I love Zoe Wattell, so I'm like, I'm throwing this on the list, and it's set in beautiful Prince Edward County, so it sounds like a good summer book.
nice, nice. My last one is Suddenly Light by Nina Dunich, I presume, and it's a collection of short stories. And I do not remember any other details besides that, but I wanted to throw in a short story collection since we've been doing a lot of that over the last few years. So,
Yeah. I don't remember much about it. I do remember I read it and really enjoyed it.
oh,
Like it's a
okay.
good collection. Yeah.
I don't remember you reading it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Okay, my last one is Same as It Ever Was by Claire Lombardo because I love a good family drama and this one's lovely. It's about an older woman who is perfectly happy until she runs into a former friend and is reminded of how maybe unhappy she was when she was younger, and it forces her to reassess her current life. It's about a long marriage. It's about a long marriage and family.
Yeah,
I loved
yeah,
it.
yeah.
There we
Okay,
go.
that is it for our titles. We hope that we've encouraged you to, or at least piqued your interest in reading some of the things that we have on here, and we hope that you'll participate. You can share the information with your friends. They don't have to be on Instagram because they can certainly email us if they,
Hmm.
read some titles. They can let us know when they've hit a bingo. And again, you've got until September 5th. That's the last day. So I hope everybody has a fabulous
Yeah,
summer season of reading.
that's right. May all your reading be inspired and may it all fill up a bingo line.
Yes.
Till next time. Bye, Rebecca.
Bye.